Hey, everybody.
We're live.
It's Rob and Carrie. Apparently, we're live. Thanks for tuning in. Some of you saw the little teaser video leading up to this. We were supposed to post some stuff from Paragon, but I was goofing off too much. We didn't get it done, so we'll have to get it done after the live. But quite an interesting time going Paragon, didn't it? It started before we ever got out of town.
I think it started last Monday. Like with all this virus stuff, and it was a crazy week, and it just got crazier as we went to where we're going.
We were going to Paragon.
So
tell them what happened right here in town before we ever got out of town. What was the very first thing that happened to us that day?
Well, the first thing that happened is I had to town to meet Rob. Clear skies, get here, and it's a blizzard. So some of the team questioned whether or not we were still going. We were like, yeah, we're still going. So then it was Crystal, you and I, we head to an antique mall here in Indy. And as soon as we walk in...
It's an old factory. It's like a 3-story factory. If anybody is watching from Indy, you know, it's Midland, downtown. So.
Yeah. So we head in there, and Crystal and I are already inside, and like Rob's coming through the door, and he had one foot inside the door, one foot outside, and we thought he'd been shot. But it was
there was a loud boom bang.
Some transformers blew, and a police officer came in and said we couldn't be in there. But we had enough flashlights; we could have looked around for a while. But they said there was a fire. I didn't see a fire ever.
No, but that is Ghost Hunter 101. The minute we ascertained the lights were out, I said, "You want me to go bust out some flashlights?
Right.
We'll shop this mug."
Yeah, because we have enough. So then
where'd we eat?
Can't remember. Now.
St. Joseph was the name of it.
Okay, you can tell them about that.
St. Joseph is currently a restaurant and a microbrewery downtown Indy. Used to be a Catholic church.
So we went to church before we went to Paragon.
Yeah, we figured Carrie needed some churching.
Some church.
So we went over there and we got, I had some kind of beefalo. What'd you have? You remember?
I had a hamburger, plain.
Plain hamburger.
Because I'm pretty plain. So.
And Crystal had squid or something.
She had some kind of sandwich. But anyways, delicious food. It was a beautiful building. Our wait staff was awesome compared to the dinner we had. We don't even know the name of the place we went to dinner. And
I know.
There was, how many of us were there? There were 8. I think there were 8 of us.
Yeah, something like
I don't think anybody tipped. I felt bad, but then again, I didn't. We sat there for what? Like half hour before we got drinks, and then it was like another 20 before they came got our order, and like we were literally the only ones in there for a good 45 minutes, so the food was terrible. So we won't mention any names where we went to dinner. But
sorry, it'll tickle my throat.
So we made it to Paragon. You know, our live last week, we were a little concerned about the activity that we had experienced at Paragon before. I know a few of the team members were having dreams about Paragon, so
myself included. Our
senses were heightened. We were a little nervous about going, but we really had a pretty good, decent investigation this time around, and we did not experience the kind of activity we did last time, so it was a little different. The whole team attended except for the Rachel this time. So why don't you...
And that was by design.
Right. Why don't you tell them some of the stuff we captured while at Paragon? And like I said, we've already shared this with the homeowner, so we are going to be posting this tonight. Like I said, Rob was distracted and we didn't get it posted before we came live. Hopefully some of it you'll be able to see. I know with a lot of our light play orbs...
the videos always post darker than they are on what we see on the screen,
right.
So they're hard to see.
So I know if you're watching on your phone, it's impossible to see. You're going to have to pull it up on an actual computer to be able to see them.
But we did get some voices. So.
Yeah. We got voices both times we've been there.
Yeah.
So
Since some we know what they're saying, some we don't. I don't know. Do we want to give it away what's being said at all, or just let them figure it out?
I say, well, definitely the first one we're gonna post. It's pretty clear what it's saying. For the first, the dog, or was it the dog? No, the neighbor scared me, and so Rob's in the bathroom and says, "Can I have moist towelette on aisle 1 or something like that?" And you hear something say no.
Yeah, Spirit wouldn't let me have a moist towelette.
Right. Then another time, Rick ended up putting the restaurant's name, and I did have cardboard for dinner. I'm a very plain eater, and so I ordered chicken, and it was literally cardboard looking. So while Rob is in the bathroom, because he had been hearing whispers in his ears, and he's the ghost repellent, so for him to hear things, it's like, we're sticking you there. You're staying in the bathroom. So
it's very unusual for me to hear anything.
Right. So he had got a full sentence, but we did not capture on EVP or the camera. But while I'm sitting at the end of the couch with the camera, he's in the bathroom with the EVP. It says, hey. Well, at the time, Rob says, I just heard hey. And so it wasn't.
And Terry said, just like that?
Yeah. So it wasn't until we got back to review that we did capture the same thing on camera and EVP. So it was a little delayed from where we heard it on the clip to where you say you just heard that.
And I remember in the moment I was processing it because I couldn't believe I just heard a voice.
Right.
So I'm like, did I hear? Was that disembodied voice or was that somebody talking? And just took a minute to process.
So your sister's watching?
Hey, sis. Which one? I don't have my glasses on.
Dorothy.
Hey, Doc. Love you.
So I'm trying to think of what else happened at Paragon. We did get some K2 meter hits several times. At some point, both of them were going off exactly the same. We removed them from each other, and we're still getting hits. Of course, the cat balls, we did get a little bit of that. We didn't.
There's a spirit in there that's like a ping pong ball. I mean, it's just like...
It's hard to track down.
Yeah.
So we did capture... like I said, we captured a lot of light anomalies. We'll only post, 2 or 3 of them. And like I said, you're going to have to pull it up on your computer to actually see it. But it is interesting in the way that they move, and it's almost like they're trying to interact with us, but we don't see them at the time. I do know that...
Short attention span on the spirit's part.
Right. When we went live at Paragon, there was something in the live. I don't know if you ever watched that. Yeah,
there was some kind of visual. I know Dylan pointed it out, and then I went back and rewatched it.
Right. Hey, Deb. You are fine. You are fine. We understand.
Yep, we miss you. And we totally get it.
Yep. Chanel, hey. So that brings us, I don't know what else to say about Paragon. We will be going back. We're still in contact with the homeowners. Like I said last time, they've adopted us, and we did let them know this last time that they have adopted us.
There was no big ugly things there. There was, the squirrel spirit that's all over the place, but.
I mean, at least for that night, it wasn't like it was the first night we were there. So I think we over-prepared ourselves. But, I mean, we could have gone in there like, oh, nothing's going to happen, and bam, it happens. So.
Yeah.
But we will share that footage as soon as we get a chance. And then, you want to talk about the guest stuff?
Absolutely. So, moving on from Paragon, and hey to Janice if you happen to watch. We're going to be going to Blackford County. What did I do now?
Sorry, I'm watching Rob's face on the camera, and it's just funny.
We're gonna. I can't even look at that. We're gonna go to Blackford County, old Blackford County Jail, on the 28th. So that's kind of not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. And then 2 weeks after that, we'll be going to Poasttown Elementary in Middletown, Ohio? Middleton,
Yeah,
Ohio?
Middletown, Ohio.
Couple things. We've checked with both places in regard to the COVID-19 stuff, and it's pretty serious stuff, obviously, and there's a lot of restrictions. As of right now, both of those investigations are still open.
We're self-distancing.
That's why we're going wide angle tonight, so we could...
We're really 10 feet apart. Like there's an imaginary line right here.
Yeah. I think she already gave me corona earlier in the year anyway, so...
Deb, we will definitely review your EVP as soon as you get back in the groove. We understand. Dorothy said they're out buying toilet paper. I do believe that might have been where the spirits were that night. Oh, we forgot to mention. Okay, so it's like I'm a squirrel. So we went to that bar. We went. Okay, so finish talking about the guests. And then I'll go to that.
So we were hoping to have plenty of guest openings for both events. As it turns out, both events are full. I know that's going to disappoint a lot of people that wanted to go to Poasttown, but we had so many people interested in the Poasttown investigation, we're going to book a second date. So you're not out. We'll leave lots of room open so that everybody that wants a chance to go investigate can go investigate. It just won't be on the 11th. So... that's going to be my homework, is tracking down when that date is available, how it works out for both Poasttown and for the team. Because we'll take a handful of team members there, so that way any first-time ghost hunters are not just turned loose in a building full of spirits and wandering aimlessly.
Right.
So,
right. I always say right when I'm ready for him to stop talking.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if you guys have caught that. So Deb said... that she was supposed to pay you tonight, so she said she'll run it by you tomorrow. So with the guest thing, I think right now we're up to 6 or 7 guests that want to go. So we'll see how many of the team members want to go again, and then you'll be mingled with them.
and we always have fun. We'll do fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make it special for you guys. Since you couldn't do this one, we'll make it a little extra special for you.
Right. Okay, so Gosport, Indiana. We have had people reach out to us regarding Gosport, Indiana, like the whole town. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it is super duper small. We stopped there, and we stopped in Gosport Tavern, and we met a man named Bill
Bachman.
Yeah.
Bachman Turner Overdrive.
He was super sweet. We did take a little celebratory shots. Might have been our last. We didn't know at the time.
I'm sorry, Bill, but that one was horrible. The brown bagger, that was horrible.
Hey, I enjoyed it for a sip. So,
she didn't enjoy it, Bill.
The tavern was really cool. Like, the whole town was really cool, and we're looking into investigating the whole town, maybe. We have Crystal on that right now.
The 10 a.m. line, 10 o'clock line, 10, I always get this wrong, 10 o'clock line,
mm-hmm.
where all the Native American tribes signed the peace treaty,
mm-hmm.
was in the Gosport area.
Right.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, just giving a little history.
No, it was neat.
The tavern, what she's not telling you is, imagine your quintessential tiny Indiana town tavern that's a billion years old.
Literally, the wall was leaning in.
It had, this was really cool, it had murals all over it, and you could tell they were quite old, you know. They'd been discolored and cracking and everything. We were talking with Bill about it, and he said the story goes that hobos would come in on the train, you know, back right around the Depression era or just a little after, and they couldn't afford drinks, but the way that the barkeep would let them have drinks is if they would do something around the bar, and there was a couple of them that were pretty talented painters, so they painted murals. And the more I thought about it, I thought, wow, how cool, A, and then B, how much did they drink? Because, man, they painted the whole dang place.
Yeah,
There's murals everywhere.
And the murals still look pretty good. I mean, yeah, they're old, but they still are pretty cool.
The subject matter is really cool.
Yeah. So there was also, Bill told us about an area where buildings had been torn down, just the foundations were remaining. So we went down there. And
you may have seen my picture taken next to the no trespassing sign. That's where that was.
I didn't post it here.
Oh, okay. Okay, you didn't see it and it never happened.
Okay, so later I'll post a picture of Rob, and if you've seen the, I don't know, where did we go when the no trespassing thing happened?
Oh, that was Paragon.
Okay, so the first time we went to Paragon, I wanted to see a cemetery, but I wanted to see it through Rob's camera because I didn't wear the proper shoes. So I sent Rob on the hunt, and then I noticed the no trespassing sign and said I'd honk to let him know.
As cops were driving by.
Bo, we'd love to have you. Hopefully you can get your life together. I think that's what you said. One of these days I'll get my life together and get out for an investigation. How many years has it been since you've been on one? Bo and I investigated at Revenant Acres. And is that Charlottesville?
Your story.
Rick, yes, is smaller than Daleville.
It's only got one stoplight. Daleville's got two.
Right.
Let me read in there.
Trying to figure out what people are talking about. So anyway, so Gosport was really awesome. And
but we went there to scout it out because we've been told we needed to investigate the entire town.
Yeah. So Crystal's looking into that, so watch for details on that. The town's big enough, or the town's small enough that all of our team members get split up and we'd cover the whole town. So, but Bill was awesome to us. And I don't know.
That it? You don't have your Gosport story?
What else happened?
The Gosport?
I bought fudge. It was delicious. I might have eaten 2 cups while I've been quarantined at my house.
You're self-quarantining the fudge?
Yeah, my self-quarantined fudge. So...
That's pretty spatial.
Yeah. After Paragon was a little weird because with the COVID-19 stuff, we went out to breakfast that morning. And it was so weird how empty restaurants were and how stuff was off the tables and stuff like that. Like, when we went to Paragon, everything was open, active, bam, and then all of a sudden...
That's when restaurants were still open, but there was a lot of, precursor stuff. So it was also 5 in the morning,
right.
So it wasn't like there was going to be a lot of hubbub.
Right.
That was an IHOP stop. There was nothing wrong with IHOP.
Nah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I had some delicious pancakes, so... what else? We had an agenda.
I'm good at derailing the agenda.
Okay, so you guys want to hear a funny story? Okay, so normally I crack on Rob during these things, but when you pull up to a gas pump and you're on the wrong side, like the gas hole is on the opposite side of where you pull up.
Gas hole.
So then you pull around and you're still away from the gas pump, or the wrong side of the vehicle, whatever I'm trying to say. You guys understand me, right? So, anyway, I'm trying to set up the live, and the camera, like, if you can't tell the H2 emblem back there,
backwards.
Right, it was backwards. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to rotate the phone, it'll be right. So I rotate the phone, and I'm like, yeah, it's still backwards. Okay, so then I figured it out. I had the camera the wrong way. So that was my funny story for today. But I didn't lose anything in a box flap.
The Chinese put crap in the box flap. Check your box flap. Make sure your flaps are clear at all times. Works for coronavirus, too.
Right.
Always want to keep your flaps clear.
So Bo said, it's been about 6 or 7 months for me. But no, I think it's been like 2 years or longer since I've seen you. Since back in the Revenant Acres days. So...
That's all we got right now, isn't it? So we told you our big Paragon story. We're going to post for Paragon. We told you our Gosport story.
Right.
Good story. We didn't talk about some of the stuff we saw in that cemetery we did a drive-through on. Best line ever was the Farr family was a long way from the car, and I go, look how far they are!
You thought he was so hilarious.
I did think that was pretty hilarious. But when you have to explain it, then that ruins it right there. But
Rob, your hat looks awesome.
Thank you.
And can you repeat that? Repeat what? What do you want us to repeat, Rick?
Repeat and repeat. What kind of bait were you using when you caught those EVPs, Rick?
He thought that was hilarious too. And the fact that the last live, I did not even crack a smile. It drives him nuts when I laugh at his jokes, but it's just.
Yeah.
I mean.
Are we going to post the blooper from Paragon?
I don't know. Let's see if Linda is watching right now. Linda, should we post the blooper from Paragon that...
As a man who suffered a lot of humiliation via video on this team, I say we should.
We had a lot of malfunctions that night. Like literally, you could hear switches being turned off and on. I actually set up he said, repeat your question. I don't know what the question was now. I set up a camera in the bathroom because before we've caught some evidence in the bathroom. So I set up a camera in there, and Rick actually went to the bathroom in there once. I don't think I've reviewed that video yet. So, but at one point I go in the bathroom, I notice my camera's off. Well, my camera batteries suck. And so I always have to plug in a battery pack to keep it going.
The flower power.
Yeah, the flower power box. So it's all plugged in, and I notice, hey, it's all dead. It's all dead. So I go to turn it on, and it has life. It has all the bars, so it's
full.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's full, and somebody had literally turned it off because you have to hold the button to turn the flower power box off. And so we reviewed while we were there to see who turned it off, or if somebody turned it off when they went to the bathroom or what. And then we captured the blooper from Linda. Deb says, yes, we should post it. We laughed and we played it so much. She has a new nickname. What's her new nickname? Rick, what's Linda's new nickname? I can't remember. Does anybody remember that was at Paragon? Like, Deb, do you remember what Linda's new nickname is? I also scared Linda at Paragon, but we won't post that. I only post videos where I scare this guy.
Early and often.
I can't remember. Windbreaker. It was Windbreaker. Linda's new nickname is Windbreaker. So, but hopefully, our investigations will continue, and the COVID-19 won't stop our investigations. However, it is going to make it a little bit difficult to have meetings as far as we love to eat. All the restaurants are closed. So
we can't meet. If we can't eat, we can't meet.
Well, tonight he ordered a lot of food. I think he's going to live off of it for the next 48 days. So, I don't know what else I was going to say. I just got distracted. Like, I thought having this computer up so I could actually see what was going on would be helpful.
I don't like this. It's bugging me.
I know, but look over there.
I know, but I keep trying to look here, and it's like I'm looking down all the time.
I told Rob the other day, I was like, you need to look at the camera. So I was going to draw something behind the camera so he'd actually look at it, but...
but we're right here on the screen, so I keep looking down then I realize I'm looking down.
Well, I'm reading. You can't read, so I don't know why you're looking at it.
No,
I mean, you can read, but you have to have your glasses.
I can't read.
You need a magnifying glass, I guess, to read. So
they're 1.0s. Come on.
So, okay, so let's just end it here. We'll do another post-town investigation, hopefully in May. We were planning to go to New Jersey in May. However, with this COVID-19 stuff, we doubt that is going to happen. We found it was going to be super expensive, and we hate to book it and not be able to go, so we probably are canceling that trip.
Can I say one more thing about post-town?
Yeah.
If you're interested and you know who you are, please send us a private message with your name and contact info. Because when we start setting it up, we're going to be setting it up with all of you guys in mind, and you know who you are, you post it on there. And send messages, and there's other...
Point.
I don't know.
I point up there.
Well, I'm pointing down here, so I'm not pointing at the camera.
Okay.
But anyway, send us your info if you haven't already. because we'd like to set up that second investigation with you. And we want to make sure we include everybody. So I don't want to forget anybody. So if you're seeing this in the moment right now, great. Send us a private message with that contact info. If you see it later, still send it. It's going to take us a couple days to track down on Post Town's schedule, what days are open. Then we got to compare it to what days the team's available, and then ultimately schedule a date that everybody can and wants to attend. So it's not going to happen lickety-split, but we'll make it happen quickly so that you don't miss out.
I'd like to also add that if you private message us, include your email address, because the way, I have PayPal, but, we need the money in order to book it, so we would send you an invoice, technically, and then you guys would pay that way, but it'd come through your email, so include that, and, but, yeah, we definitely had a lot of people reach out and want to investigate the Post Town, so.
Right. Post Town specifically, it's $50 a person for 10 people. So what it cost us is $500, and we have to pay that up front. So that's why we ask for your money, because it's not making us independently wealthy. In fact, I might be slowly driving myself into bankruptcy being a ghost hunter.
He is an Amazon addict, and I think he needs some intervention.
I do need some intervention.
So if anybody out there knows anybody that can help this fella, reach out as well.
I was just telling her about something new tonight that I wanted to get. And she said, and you ordered them, right? I was like, no. I refrained.
Also, I want to mention...
But I really do want to order them.
Also, I want to cut Rob off, because I always do. If you know of anywhere that you want us to investigate, or any homes or businesses, let us know, because we have found that we're starting to slow down as it gets into the season. The ghost hunting season's coming up, and we're getting slower. We picked up a lot in the winter where people didn't want to investigate because of the cold and stuff, so we're slowing down, but we're ready, and since we are not going to Jersey, we may have something up our sleeve a little different, so something that we've never done before. So
I've been kind of twisting our arm about a couple different ideas, which would be super cool.
Yeah, super duper.
Super duper.
All right, well, everybody, I want to say stay safe. If you're quarantined or self-distancing, whatever, stay healthy.
Self-distancing is a made-up phrase, isn't it?
I think so. And please don't hoard the toilet paper.
For the love of God.
Like, what are you going to do with all that toilet paper?
And can a brother get a gallon of milk? I mean, I like a little cream in my coffee. That's all. I just need 1 gallon. I don't need a whole fucking cow.
Well, we were mentioning that we were investigating while everybody else was grocery shopping this past weekend. So we have very little, but we're making it. But the toilet paper is a sad, sad situation. So if you have 58 cases of toilet paper and your neighbor is out there dragging his butt across your front yard,
that's on you.
Yep. So everybody have a great night, and night, Deb.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Rob and Carrie, for the rest of the team, Deb and Rick and Rachel and Linda and Dustin and Crystal and, should we say Dylan?
Dylan, Deb, whoever's investigated with us.
Yep.
We'll be in touch, and
H2, peace out. That's all I have to say. I'm not going to try and name any more names. She just gave me the eye.
Okay, he needs a 12-step Shopaholics Anonymous meeting and sponsor.
Yes.
And then your sister said, I want to know about the food.
The food at Los Reyes was horrible. If you like taco salad soup, that's the place to go.
She might be talking about your food situation. I don't know.
Oh.
If you're talking about his food situation...
I got none.
You do. You just ordered pizza.
Yeah, I got $200,000 worth of pizza.
So, have a good night, everybody. I don't know how to turn it off. Okay, technical difficulties, because I don't know how to shut it off at this angle.
So I'm just going to sit here like this and make faces and talk in funny voices until you stop it. Just like this. I don't know. Have you stopped it yet?
No.